to the back. Slot right. Branch inside. Bradshaw. Stabler back. Here comes the rush. He sidesteps. Can he throw? He can't. The ball flipped forward is loose. A wild scramble. 2 seconds on the clock. Castro grabbing the ball. It is on the fumble. Castro has recovered in the end zone. The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most seamless, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play. Madden is on the field. He wants to know if it's real. They said yes. Get your big butt out of here. He does.
Welcome to the Ladies of Darkness, a member of the Crow's Nest Podcast Network.
Brought to you by DC4L Custom Tees and the Raider Ramble. Make sure you follow them to find our swag and some great content. How's it going, Andrea?
It is going okay. What are we doing this week on the show?
Well, this week, the new league year is in full swing, and the Raiders continue to make a lot of moves.
Yay!
So we'll talk about signings, releases, and a lot more.
We're also going to have a new Heidi game with our friend, producer, social media extraordinaire, Heidi / Kevlar Prom Dress. And it'll be exciting. Yeah, can't wait. So what have you done since we last met?
Oh boy. I had my first full week at my new job. It was crazy.
Are you enjoying it at least?
I am enjoying the days going by so fast I don't have enough time to finish my work. I am enjoying the responsibility. I am not enjoying the fact that no one is training me and I have to figure it out on my own. But hey, that's life.
Unfortunately, it is.
Yeah. So, this weekend, got a lot of stuff done around the house. Well, not as much as I would like, but, I'm lazy on Saturdays because work week sucks.
Because you have to be lazy on Saturdays. That's what it's for.
Exactly. And I had to go into work Saturday morning because my staff doesn't seem to want to show up. And since I'm the manager now, I have to.
That's awesome.
Right? And I don't get paid for it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's what you get for wanting to be in that fancy manager role.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So today I went and saw a movie, so that was nice.
What'd you
Got
go
out
see?
of the house. I saw Us. Now, I hate the name of that because it's awkward when you're trying to talk about it. When someone's like, "What'd you see?" Us? No, I mean, what movie did you see? Not who. No, Us. That's the name of the movie.
I went through that whole thing when it came out. My daughter's like, I want to go see it. And I'm like, see what? I want to go see it. I heard you want to go see a movie. What do you want to see? It. We're not going to see movies if you're going to be a smartass. That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's how that conversation went. Yeah. What's the name of the guy on second?
Who? Who's on first? Wait, no. Who's on first?
Who's on first? What's on second? What?
I don't know.
Anyway, so how was Us?
It was interesting. I heard a lot of really good stuff about it, so I had my hopes up way too high. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it was as good as I had heard it was going to be. But it was definitely interesting.
That's better than the alternative, I suppose.
Yeah, super creepy, violent, scary. I jumped.
Those are all good pluses for me.
Yeah, I love scary movies. It was awesome. Except there's this guy. I don't like people sitting right next to me, and it bothers me when people decide to buy tickets that are right next to somebody. That's just me. But anyways, so there's this guy sitting next to me.
Not just you. Not just you. Trust me.
Not just me? Okay, well, this guy obviously didn't care.
Yeah. Okay.
So when he walks in, I was like, oh, he's going to sit right next to me, isn't he? And I scoffed under my breath. And he sits down and first he orders 20 different drinks, a water, a lemonade, a beer, he ordered a bunch of different drinks, and then he got popcorn, and he chewed the entire time with his mouth open, really obnoxiously. And that annoyed me, but I got over it. I was enjoying the movie, and this guy was he had never seen a scary movie, was completely terrified the entire time, was like crunched up in his seat, and anytime there like something would like go across the screen, he'd like jump and yell. Like it drove me crazy.
I, I, that's why I don't like movie theaters. You never know who's going to sit next to you or who's going to just show up in the movie theater.
Right.
No, can't do it. People are the worst.
They are. And he was the most dramatic person I have ever been around. Like, I was afraid he was going to end up like jumping on my lap or grabbing me or something because he was just so scared. At one point, he got up and like left the theater, and I was thinking, oh, maybe he's never going to come back because he's so scared. And then I was like, he probably just peed his pants and had to go take care of that.
That's a disturbing thought.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. So, other than that, you liked the movie? Would you recommend the movie?
I would recommend it. I probably won't buy it.
Would you
I buy, like,
recommend it
every
in the
movie.
theaters or just wait till you get home?
I think it was a good theater movie.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a good theater movie. I'll probably watch it at home when it comes out, but I don't think it's a purchase I'm gonna make.
Yeah, I don't buy movies anymore, so that's is that your cat?
Yeah, my cat is whining.
Oh, Lord. Tell her to shut the fuck up. We're recording.
Miko, shut the fuck up. We're recording.
Oh, it's him. Sorry.
Yeah, it's him. He's been weird lately. Like, he used to never lay on the bed. He always laid on the dog bed on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And lately he's been laying on the bed like all the time and talking a lot. So I don't really know what's going on with him, but it's weird.
Maybe he feels neglected.
Maybe.
Better pay more attention to that cat.
Well, I clipped his nails and brushed him today.
Oh, there you go.
So
We'll give him a couple days. Maybe he needs, to adjust after his grooming. Ooh, clipping cat's nails. Ooh, let's not get into that.
ooh, he actually enjoys it, I think. My other cat, she will like
Girls,
destroy me.
they do
Yeah,
not like getting their nails clipped. No, the boys don't seem to give a shit, but
She acts like it's hurting her, and it
I
like,
know.
breaks my heart.
God, I'm gonna die! That's how
Exactly.
Junebug is too. Oh my God. Jesus, lady. It's not like you're not going to grow these back in a day and a half. Holy
Even
shit.
sharper than before.
Yeah.
Ugh.
This,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I only got like 3 of hers done. I gave up. Mark brought me welding gloves home so I wouldn't get like tore up when I was doing the brushing and the
Are you
nails.
serious? That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
because Miko has like matted fur, and I have to brush through it with like a dog like Furminator brush, and he'll like attack me and like draw blood every time. And now I have these welding gloves. So-
Nice. Come at me, bitch!
right?
That's funny. I love it.
Yeah. So, what have you been up to?
Well, not a whole lot. I've been watching a lot of series. I've been trying to get some series knocked out, and I finally got through The Haunting of Hill House. I was really proud of myself.
Yay! I
And-
haven't been able to make it past like the 4th episode.
Oh, God. Okay, so the first couple episodes really sucked, okay? But I was like, our boy Kenny said it's a good, you got to get through it, but it's good once you get towards the end, you'll realize it was a good show. And I got there, and I realized that the ending makes the beginning worth it. So it's worth getting through. Once you get to episode 4, I think, like 4 or 5, those are the ones that are really kick in. So once you get to the episode where Theo, who is the middle daughter, she's the lesbian one. So at the very beginning, when you see the lesbian daughter, that's her. She's a PhD or something. She's what is she? She's a doctor.
Right.
Anyways,
Yeah.
child psychologist. She works with abused kids and stuff, and foster placements and those types of things. Well, that episode that's about her, that one kind of sucked me in. So I kind of found out more about her and how she, her when she was in the house when she was a kid, and it was really odd. But like, I don't know, I liked it overall. I hate that it bounces back and forth so much in time because by the time you get to know who all these people are, it's the show's over, right? So I
Yeah,
have no
it's
idea who
confusing.
this person was. Like, okay, by episode 8, maybe I figured it out, but I don't have an attention span that can keep up with that.
Yeah, that's why I didn't make it past the fourth episode.
Yeah. So, I mean, but like I said, it's worth it. It's worth watching because the very end of it is really good. But I mean, watching this, like, the Theo episode was really good, but I'm sitting here trying to figure out, like, how old is this girl who looks way too much like Angelina Jolie for her own good? Which one is this? Is this the middle child? I didn't get it. So it took me a while.
Huh, maybe I'll have to give it another try.
Yeah. I would.
Since we're talking about shows, I have some really heartbreaking news. I haven't talked to you about this yet, but I don't know if you know. It's really hard for me to say. I might tear up a little bit here. Supernatural's ending.
I didn't know! Oh
Yeah.
my god! After this season, though, if you haven't watched any of it, I can see why, because it sucks.
Yeah.
I love
it
my
does.
boys, but damn, I've been trying to power through this season. It is awful.
They're currently filming season 15, and they're going to finish that, and then they're going to be done.
Aww.
But, so, I think it was Are you crying right now?
I'm sniffling a little bit.
Okay. So, Jensen Ackles said, well, it's official. One more round for the Winchester brothers, though nothing ever really ends in Supernatural, does it? So that's really vague, but there's a lot of news about it, so I think it's really ending.
Well, they did talk about a spinoff, so they might have the girl spinoff. You never saw
The
that?
Wayward Sisters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd watch it. It looks stupid. It already looks bad.
Yeah. After meeting those actresses, I don't like them at all.
I just don't see them as main characters. None of them.
No.
I love Jodie. Love Jodie. As
Yeah.
a secondary character.
Yeah. And in real life, meh.
Meh.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it needs to come to an end. It's been too long, and like, it's gotten to the point where it's not fun to watch because they don't do the thing where they like go help people anymore. Like that's why I liked it, and they don't do that. Like it's all just about this other crap.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking the other day I was watching, because I'll fall asleep to Supernatural because I love the show. And when you watch the old episodes, you go in and you realize it's like a scary show. It was really good at one time. And then they got off on this tangent where it was angels and demons, and now the world is ending and we're going to alternate universes. Once you start stepping into alternate universes, it's probably time. Okay?
Yep.
It's run its course.
I want to say like after season 6, it kind of started going a little downhill.
I actually hung in there until like season 9. And then it was just kind of like, I'll watch it as routine. And there were still some okay episodes and stuff, but the premise just wasn't there. Yeah.
And I'm not saying I won't ever stop binge watching it over and over again, but you know.
Oh no, me neither. I actually am going to cancel my Netflix subscription because they took Supernatural off.
They did?
Went there this morning trying to look for it, falling asleep. No Supernatural. I'm like, fuck it, cancel. I'm done. They take off all the good ones.
Can you write like reviews? Like, I'm canceling because you took Supernatural off.
I'm sure you can. I know you can somewhere, but you know, it's up to them whether they want to share that information. But you know, Twitter is Twitter, and you can do stuff on Twitter that people shouldn't be allowed to do sometimes.
Right. Well, we've been talking about TV for long enough.
Yeah, let's get into some football. How about we go into team news?
Touchdown, Raiders!
All right. As you mentioned, new league year is still in full swing. Very exciting. We've had a lot of new additions to the roster. We're going to talk about several of these, but the first one we want to bring up because this one's kind of the bigger deal that we had over the last week. Raiders decided to sign former Bengals linebacker Vontaze Burfict to a 1-year, $5 million deal. Not sure how I feel about this one. How do you feel about this one?
It made me laugh.
Why did it make you laugh?
It just made me laugh when you said it right now. I didn't laugh when it happened.
Oh.
It was kind of funny because, like, when I told Mark that the Bengals released him, he was like, finally, it's like, it's about time. And I was just like, I wonder where he's gonna go. Obviously not the Raiders, but
Yeah. Oops.
oops.
Well, we all have our moments.
Yeah.
I was just praying and hoping, because when they came out with there was a false report a couple weeks ago that he was released, and then Cincinnati came out right away and said, no, that wasn't real, fake news. I had already posted something. I'm like, before you guys think of anything involving the Raiders, stop. Just don't. I don't know. I understand he's a nasty linebacker, and that's what we're known for, but that's not what this league is known for, okay? This is the problem that I have with it. This league is not known for, let's be nasty and let's play football. It's known for, let's not get flags. That's pretty much it. We don't need any more reason to get penalized for stuff. We have enough of that as it is. And this is a guy who, even back in the 70s, he would have been a dirty player, I think. That's pretty bad.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is. And I've never appreciated him. I appreciate what he does, for his passion for his team. But my sincere hope is that maybe now that he's out of the nasty AFC North, which I'm not trying to be derogatory, but the AFC North is one of the nastiest interconference or divisional battlegrounds of all of the divisions in football. You look at the people on those teams every single year, there is death and destruction through the entire year. I mean, those are guys that don't like each other, like legit don't like each other. And you don't see that with most of the divisions in football. It's like people are, I see you twice a year. I figure I'll be nice to you. No, these guys do not give a shit. They're going to take your head off. And if they don't have to see you twice a year, even better. That's what they're happy about. But, so my hope is that now that he's out of that division and he's back with Paul Guenther, great. Paul Guenther got a lot of good out of him. Maybe he won't have that, that drive to spear somebody's chin through their forehead anymore. I don't know.
Maybe. Perhaps.
We'll see. Mm-hmm. But I gotta say, after he got bitch slapped by Juju Smith-Schuster last year, I'm really not. Dude, he got embarrassed by a dude named Juju.
Funny.
Juju. So there's that one. We also, one of the signings that I actually enjoyed was signing ex-Lions cornerback Nevin Lawson. Our wonderful producer Heidi put some of these notes in here, and she'd like me to point out that he's never had an NFL interception. Fine! How many interceptions did we have last year, Heidi? We didn't have that many. He's very good in coverage. He is not the turnover machine. Fine. I don't care. Whatever.
Maybe he will be now.
Still, you never know. That's right. You don't know. That's right. Still, he was never put up against a number one receiver, because you know who he played opposite? Darius Slay. Darius Slay is a top 2 corner in my position, in my opinion. I think he's one of the best corners in the league, if not the best. It depends on the year, but that man throws down stats every single year. And he's a damn good player, and he plays right on the edge where, people think he's flagging it. He should have been flagged for that. Nope, that was right exactly where it should have been. I mean, the dude he knows his position. He plays well. It's hard to be a breakout superstar next to somebody like that. I'm not trying to make excuses for Nevin, but I watched plenty of Lions games because they are kind of my first go-to after the Raiders, since I used to write for the Lions. So, I kind of got used to just writing, watching them. And so, yeah.
I didn't know that about you.
You didn't? My very first writing gig in the NFL sphere was writing about the Lions. Yeah. It was very fun. I loved it. Met some great people.
Nice.
And met a very, very good friend, Matt Urban, who is still doing some writing for the Lions and the Falcons, I believe. He made a very distinct point to tell me that Lions fans are perpetually and unendingly negative. So I can't put a whole lot of stock into what you Lions fans have to say about him. I'm sorry, guys. I really am. But there's not a whole lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Neutrality. I mean, there's not a whole lot of I know the word I'm thinking, but I don't know it because obviously I can't spit it out. You're not being objective. That's what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Objectivity is important, but for a fan base like the Lions who never expects any more than 9 wins a season, I'm serious. They don't expect it. And that's pushing it. Like, people think we're negative as Raiders fans, or we're stupid as Raiders fans, because every year we're like, 12 wins, yeah! Well, what if, like, you went the opposite direction, and you go to the Lions fan base, and they're like, we're going to get 9 wins at the most. They're like, that's the best I can do. You poor guys. I feel bad. But, I mean, they're good people. That's all I got to say. They're good people. But I still think this is going to be an upgrade. I think it's going to be, if nothing else, if we don't get somebody stout and stacked to drop him down into a depth position, then he'll be decent. He'll be decent. He'll be an upgrade for what we've got.
Good.
We lost Rashawn Melvin, so we swapped out, kind of. Sort of. Yeah. Swap D-backs. So, yeah, I'm happy. I'm good with it. Good. See how he plays.
You're happy.
Mm-hmm.
So what else do we have here? We signed a former Chiefs guard, Jordan Devey.
Ah, yes. To replace Fat Klay Thompson.
Huh?
To replace Fat Klay Thompson.
Oh my gosh. So it took us forever to figure out what that meant.
We finally did. I got pictures now. I know.
Yes,
I get it.
Yes, I get it. He's mundane.
Mundane. That's a good word.
Well, I don't know. He's like 31.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. He's played for 4 teams now.
Sure.
I think. He was signed as an undrafted free agent with the Ravens, and he's also played for the Patriots, 49ers, and Chiefs, and now us.
Yay!
Yay! You have any cool stuff to say about him?
Are you talking about Jordan Devey, or did you move on?
I'm talking about Jordan Devey.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I think you're talking about Mike Glennon.
I'm not. I'm talking about Jordan Devey.
Okay. Well, then who else did we sign? Because Mike Glennon, who is now our new backup quarterback, has also played for 4 teams in 4 years.
Yeah.
But
well, I don't know how many years he was.
Oh, I have no idea.
Jordan Devey, but
I have a feeling that was a depth pick.
Are you talking about Jordan Devey?
Yes. Well, obviously.
Okay.
They're not going to pick up Mike Glennon to take over for Derek Carr. That's just retarded.
I'm hoping that's not what you were talking about.
No.
So, when I saw the Mike Glennon thing, I just laughed my ass off just because of some of the comments about it. Was it you who said that he was gonna fall over with shoulder pads when he put his shoulder pads on? I don't remember who said that.
I don't think I said that, but I think I repeated that.
He looks like Ichabod Crane.
Oh yeah, that's it. Or an alien. He's like the perfect silhouette of an alien.
He is.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
There was somebody that posted something about him being he does a decent job. He stands tall in the pocket, and I'm like, he can't help but stand tall in the pocket. He can't bend his neck. I mean, come on, guys.
Oh man.
So what else?
Hopefully we don't need him.
Hopefully not. But you know what? I'm not mad at it. Get rid of Nathan Peterman. I hope people do not actually think that's a competition. I really hope people do not think that that's a competition.
People think a lot of really silly things.
They do. You are absolutely right. They do.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the silliest.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. We have also added former Giants safety Curtis Riley. He played at Fresno State with Derek Carr and had 4 interceptions last year. So,
So, ha!
you know, so ha. Not complaining about that.
No.
Mm.
What else? We also
Well-
re-signed some people.
Oh yeah, who do we re-sign?
Oh, this one's a lot of fun. So, okay, one of my favorite plays from last year, one of my favorite plays through the entire thing, the entire season was Dwayne Harris picking up that ball at the 1 yard line after they downed it and they didn't bother to stay on it
Yep,
and running it back for a touchdown, 99 yards.
that was amazing.
That was one of the best plays I've ever seen in my life. Let's
was.
be real.
I was so confused.
Everybody was confused except for like him and the coaches. They were like, "Shit, he did it!" But he was re-signed. And the cool thing is, he brought his 2 little dogs with him to the signing,
Aw,
and he had them all decked out in Gucci.
wow.
Adorable.
Oh my gosh, I need to see that.
Yeah, we got to put pictures up.
Okay.
We
Yeah, I didn't-
also re-signed long snapper Trent Sieg, and he also brought his dog with him to his signing. His dog was wearing a Raiders bandana.
Is that like a thing? Like to bring your dog?
I
or-
guess. Why not?
It,
I would
eh,
bring my dog.
I would bring my dog too.
Maybe not my dog. I'd bring my cat. Bruce would be cool with it.
Yeah.
He'd be like
My
chilling,
dog
walking
might
around, looking
run
at
around and
everybody.
jump on everybody.
Yeah.
So
what we
What?
we have a lot of goings on. Okay,
Yeah.
so I guess we lost some people too, huh?
we did. That sucks, but it happens.
It
We
does.
gain some, we lose some, right?
Right.
So this one, I wasn't really too shocked about this, but
I've been waiting
we
for a
lost-
year.
What? A year? Yeah.
A year.
So Donald Penn was released. Wah, wah. Like,
Wah, wah.
wah, wah. It'll save us roughly $5 million against cap, which is nice.
That's great.
I'm not sad about that. No offense.
I'm not offended one bit.
I am, however, super sad about this next one, and y'all know what I'm about to say because I talked about it last week. Jared Cook is signing with the Saints.
Well, now, okay, here's the thing, though. Like, they keep saying he's going to finalize a deal. This has been like a week. Where's his deal? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for this. The other shoe's going to drop.
I saw some stuff today that, like, the Patriots are, like, going real hard at him.
Really?
Yeah.
We got to look into that. I hope
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. If he's going to go anywhere, I hope it's the Saints.
I'd be happier with that than the Patriots. That's for damn sure.
I hate when our people go to the Patriots. It makes me sick.
Me too. I was just glad that Cordarrelle Patterson left and went to the Bears this year.
Yeah.
And
I love him.
I do too. I miss him so much.
Yeah.
We miss you, Cordarrelle.
I'm back.
All right. What else did we do?
Cornerback Rashawn Melvin signed with the Lions.
Yep, I mentioned him earlier, so that was our
Yep.
swap out.
Yep. I don't even. These words are words, and
Well, let's see what this has to say.
the Sloan Sports Analytics Conference at MIT named the Khalil Mack trade as the best transaction of the year throughout the entire sports world.
Yeah, I wanted to discuss that a little bit because I think it's hilarious.
That is hilarious.
I loved that. People don't buy it. There's the one thing that I really enjoyed. So like there's a post on Facebook or somewhere, I think it was Facebook. Somebody's like 2018 fans, Gruden, what are you doing? 2019. All right, Chucky, I get it. It's pretty fitting actually. So
That's perfect.
yeah, isn't it? I love it.
Yes.
So, I mean, if you look at this, people, wait for it. Patience is a virtue. Patience is very, very important. Stop being an asshole. Just get over it. You're not the dude, okay? John Gruden's the dude. Let him be the
We've
dude.
gotten over it.
Let him handle it. What?
I said like we've gotten over it.
I miss Khalil, but I mean, this was overall a better move for the team. I mean,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have Antonio Brown right now, or Nevin Lawson, or Trent Brown, or LaMarcus Joyner. You know, these guys wouldn't be on the team if we had no cap to pay them. Right?
True.
That's my point. That's what I'm getting at here.
I like your point. You always have a good point, like a freshly sharpened pencil.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That is a very wonderful way to put that. I appreciate that.
Let's see what else we got going on. The Coliseum Board, county and city all voted to pass the agreement allowing the Raiders to play at least one more season in Oakland.
Yay!
Yeah, so the only other thing required to seal the deal is approval by the league owners, which should take place within another week.
Owners meeting is coming up. And speaking of owners, I would like to just point out that we have an amazing, fantastic owner. We're building a $2 billion stadium in that city of Las Vegas over there. Guess what our owner did? He dropped off some lunches for the construction workers again.
That's so sweet.
He does this every 3 months or so. Takes in a big, huge pile of 1,200 and some lunches, feeds the construction workers, says thank you, gives them a nice big boost. We appreciate you helping. I mean,
That's really nice.
it is, because you might think construction workers make a lot of money, but they don't. It depends on what they're doing, but these guys work their butts off, and they're in, let's face it, it's like 80 or 90 degrees there on the daily in Vegas right now. So they're working their butts off. It's about 40% complete with an estimated completion date, an occupancy date, I believe, of August of 2020, which is right on time. So fingers crossed. Looks like they're going to have it done.
Awesome.
Yes.
Can't wait. So
And on
excited.
that note, well, what do we have? We have a sad moment coming up here, Jenny.
Yeah. We are unfortunately having to do a moment of silence for one of our greatest Raider Nation family members, Clem Daniels.
Clem Daniels is actually one of my favorite kind of unknown Raiders. So if you haven't looked at any Clem Daniels footage, if you haven't watched him on tape, it's beautiful. It's amazing. He was a halfback drafted in 1960 by the no longer existent Dallas Texans, but moved over to the Raiders in 1961 through 67. He was on the Raiders AFL championship team in 1967. He was also the AFL MVP. That's the league MVP, in case you aren't aware. In 1963, he was a 4-time AFL All-Star, 2-time first-team All-AFL, 2-time second-team All-AFL. He was the rushing yards leader in 1962, and he's on the AFL All-Time team.
Impressive.
He, in 8 years, so he was with the Texans for 1 year, stayed with the Raiders from 61 through 67, and then he did have one final season in San Francisco in 68. He racked up a career 5,138 yards, rushed for 4.5 yards per carry, 30 rushing touchdowns, 203 receptions, 3,314 receiving yards, 24 receiving touchdowns. The man was a monster. He was a true gadget player. And if you get a moment, please take more than a moment to actually go and look at some Clem Daniels highlights. And we are going to take our moment of silence for Clem right now. All right, folks. It's time to educate yourself on AFL history and Raiders history, because that's what it is.
Yeah.
So now I think everybody needs to give us a call and tell us what they think about that. What do you think,
Yeah.
Jen?
How can they do that?
How can they can do that by calling 802-328-1867.
Oh, I didn't hear you. What is it?
It is 802-328-1867.
I'm going to be really surprised if I find out that not everyone that listens to us has memorized that phone number.
I think we should have a contest. Well, there's no way we could.
Nah,
But
I can look it up.
it would be really funny if somehow, so we're going to go to some games this year, right, Jenny?
Hell yeah, I'm going
Yeah.
to the one in Minnesota.
Well, and we got to go to one
In Green Bay.
somewhere.
And Oakland.
That's right. We got to go. But once we get there, we could have a contest. Like the first person that walks up and says our phone number off the top of their head, we're going to give you a t-shirt. Something.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that.
Do it.
Somebody hold us to that because we'll forget.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Are you ready to move on? Time for news outside the nation.
To satisfy your passing fancy with the rest of the league, here's the news outside the nation.
Whatever.
All right. The biggest news this week. What was the biggest news that just dropped today?
Today.
Yeah. It's at the bottom, but it should be at the top.
Well, Mr. Gronk announced his retirement.
Yeah. New England tight end Rob Gronkowski has finally decided that back pains are enough.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, a bajillion rings and thousands of yards are plenty for him, which is fine. I understand.
Yeah.
It's good to protect your health. But we won't miss you on the field.
Nope, not even one bit.
Not even a little.
You think Brady's gonna follow him?
I don't. I think Brady is the guy that's going to try to keep himself good and relevant and try to prove to people that he's not just a system guy, and until he just completely falls off and they end 2-14 and he has to quit.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, that is just how I see Brady's career ending. Like him just going. I have to prove it. I'm good enough. I'm the guy that made this team. I'm the one that won all these things. He's just that kind of guy that has to show that he's the guy. And I think it's going to be to his detriment.
Mm-hmm.
He does not seem like the type of man who will quit while he's ahead.
Nope. I don't think he will either.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got 12 more years left.
I hope not. If it's 12 months, I'll be fine. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'd be good with that. Also, here's one that hits a little bit closer to home. Moving on. Chiefs wide receiver Tyreek Hill is currently under investigation for allegedly being in a domestic incident, which resulted in his 3-year-old son having a broken arm.
Aww.
Now, I'm not sure if this is the same child that his wife was pregnant with at the time when he beat her up. So this poor kid's probably been through the ringer already.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a douchebag guy. They're already shopping him, apparently. They've taken interest from other teams, I guess. I don't know who would pay for that. I get that the whole goal is to try to win a championship, but come on, guys. Come on, guys. I mean, Jesus. Jesus is watching you. I should say that, Joe. He's watching you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of abusive Chiefs running backs, sorry, Tyreek Hill is a wide receiver. There's a difference. Former Chiefs running back Kareem Hunt, who is now with the soon-to-be unstoppable Browns, will be suspended for 8 games after that assault that was caught on tape last year while he was still with the Chiefs before he was swapped out. Well, he wasn't really swapped out.
He got more than Zeke.
More than Zeke, but I bet you it'll be dealt down.
Yeah. Yep.
It's really sad. You know what, though?
Yeah.
I gotta say, it's worse to me that you break your own child's arm
Yeah.
than you get in a random fight with some stupid bitch in a hotel room. Yeah, that you couldn't control yourself. You could have controlled yourself, but you're drunk, blah, blah, blah. But if you're beating your kid, dude,
That's messed up.
that's not acceptable. It's not okay. And you can't come back from that.
No.
No.
And neither can your kid.
No, absolutely. I mean, what kind of things do you see from kids that go through that kind of abuse, Jenny?
Oh man. I see it every day. Just they don't trust anybody. They don't have any confidence in themselves. There's depression, all kinds of other mental illnesses that go along with it. It, it just, anything you can think of, like these kids, I can't even, it's like making me upset. I'm shaking.
I know. It's hard. Like you're supposed to be the one person that this child can trust and rely on. There is one person, two people if we're lucky in our lives that we can rely on 100% that will never judge us, never hurt us, and never make us feel like that. And you just made him feel like that. And you just put him in that position.
I met someone the other day who I was talking to, and he had like a really bad stutter. And he started telling me about his childhood, and he said, the reason I have this stutter, my dad kicked me in my head so hard when I was little, it messed up my brain, and I can't talk right. And I just, it broke my heart listening to that. Like,
You just want to hug him.
yeah.
Like, I'm so sorry. I can't even, I just want to apologize for every parent in the world. This is why why is there a license for fishing, but not for parenting? I don't get it.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
Come on. You've never seen the movie Parenthood? You have to
No.
you have to get a license to catch a fish. Come on, I have this thing for Keanu Reeves. You got to watch that movie. It's a great movie.
Okay.
Anyways,
All right.
what
Moving
else? Who else did the Chiefs lose?
Yeah. The Chiefs, Justin Houston?
Houston.
Houston? I don't know. Signed with the Colts.
Yeah. That'll be fun. I got to say, the Colts getting scarier.
My Colts friend like never shuts up about like how they're better than us, and I just every day.
Don't say anything until the season starts. Just be like, okay. And then just like when the season starts, just be like, boom! You guys are losing! Probably won't happen, but it's worth trying. Don't stick your foot in your mouth before you have to.
Yeah.
All right, some really cool news. I have to say, I love Bruce Arians. Side note, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I watched what the hell is it called? All or Nothing. It is the football show that they put together on Amazon Prime. And the first season was on the Cardinals. And I'm watching Bruce Arians, and I love the dude. It's like he's got Tourette's syndrome. He can't go anywhere without saying an F word. And he said, the guy, let's see here. I think it was the owner of the team that actually sat down with him and interviewed him for the job. And he's like, wow, you just used the F word in 3 different parts of your sentence. Noun, verb, and adjective. That's impressive. I was like, if you're impressing people like that, that's awesome. And the reason I bring up Bruce Arians is because he recently obviously took the job as head coach over in Tampa, and now has decided that they are going to hire 2 full-time female assistant head coaches.
Woohoo!
Let's see here. Who is this? We've got Coach Lori Locust from the Coach Lori Locust from the Birmingham Iron, who I love because they have the same colors as the Raiders. It's really all I got. That's the only reason. From the AAF. And she will be working as an assistant defensive line coach.
Nice.
And Coach, hold on, I have to make sure I get her name right. Maral Javadafir will be working as an assistant strength and conditioning coach.
Nice.
So,
I think you should apply for a coaching job.
I'm loud, but I'm not necessarily smart.
What? That is not true at all.
Whatever. I mean, I totally would, but let me learn how to run first. I'm not a runner, so I'm going to be the one standing there on the sideline just staring at you with a marker. And when you come down because you fucked up a play, I'm going to be like, I don't even have the energy to run after you and scream at you because you fucked it up. You know what you did.
You know what you
did. All right, what else we got?
So the Rams and the Cowboys will be playing a preseason game in Hawaii this year.
Woo! That's exciting. Wonder
What?
if Sean's gonna go.
I was just gonna say that.
Really?
The tickets have already sold out though, and the resale market is booming with expensive tickets. So
Of
unless he
course.
already has his or wants to spend a shitload of money, I doubt he'll be going.
Sorry, Sean.
He
Oh,
probably
well.
already has tickets.
He might. I don't know though. Those things, that seem to come out pretty fast.
Yeah.
You know what I meant? Know what I mean,
Yep.
mine?
Yep. Mine.
Okay. Well, now it's time to, I guess let's get to our calls for the week. Our first voicemail this week is from an unknown source, but Jenny, you asked for it, so here you go.
Jenny, missed you. This message is for Jenny. I want to let her know we miss you. Thank you, Jenny. By the way, miss you. Wow, that should wake your ass up in the morning. Creepy as fuck, huh?
All right, there's a mysterious voice in the background laughing. This was a New Mexico area code, so whoever did that, well done. You did say last week that you wanted, if somebody just wanted to call and say they missed you, they could.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. It made my day, and it made me laugh all week long. And also, you're creepy, and you remind me of like a caveman.
A little bit scary, yeah.
But I enjoyed it. I appreciate it. I miss you too, whoever you are.
We missed you, Jenny. All right, I think this is an actual serious voicemail. Here we go.
Hey, yo, this is AJ DeMello, humorous fan. How you ladies doing? Wanted to call in, just get this off my chest. I want to say, fuck Paul Gunther. How about that? Not everyone's saying that, huh? I'm saying that because if we go through one more draft without drafting a guy that can be the middle linebacker, if not from day one can be the guy eventually, I'm losing the shit. Matter of fact, if we don't get the middle linebacker, whether we do or not, I kind of hope that there's a fight to the death between Paul Gunther and Tom Cable, seeing who stays on this football team as a coach for 2020, because both these guys better get their shit together, okay? Because, I don't know, I'm just sick of it. It's like the worst playing of football is watching your team get run on or watching a receiver drop the ball. So, anyways, good luck to Donald Penn and just fucking Gunther. Just get a linebacker. Fuck. All right, go Raiders.
Okay. I do not disagree with you, AJ. Not at all. That was AJ DeMello, by the way.
That was hilarious.
He is one of the writers over at the Raider Ramble. Writes some what's it called? The parody stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Some of that stuff has made me laugh so hard. He did something with like a Tom Flores and Greg Papa with the calling a cockfight.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that was ridiculously crazy. Anyways, but AJ, yeah, I gotta agree. I actually trust my defensive coordinator. I think he's making moves to where he can put schemes in place, and I just have to give him time.
Yo, AJ, you kind of sound like the Miss You guy.
Kind of does, huh? A little bit.
Yeah.
Different area code, different number. So I don't know. But you can
Yeah.
spoof numbers, so I don't know. A little creepy. A little creepy. All right, here's our BA Raider.
Ladies of Darkness, what's up? BA Raider, calling from that Raider Nation, New York. I want to talk about some of these memes that are going around about Gruden spending all the money on the offense.
Uh-oh.
This one guy had a tweet, can't remember who it was. I thought I had it saved in my drafts, but it turns out I didn't. He's talking about how he spent over $100 million on offense and only 40-something million on defense. People are looking at it kind of like, oh, that's Gruden, the offensive guy, spending all this money on offense. You know, there's these memes going around with Gunther begging Gruden to spend some of that money on defense. But it was earlier this year, I heard James Jones talking about on the Keeping It 300 podcast with Fallon Smith, talking about how the Raiders' philosophy this year was to spend on offense in the free agency period and go defense in the draft. And when you look at this draft, I expect 7 or 8 of our picks to be defensive guys. I'm not sure what we got right now. I think we got 8 right now. We had 10. I expect them to trade down a little bit, get back up around 10, maybe more. I expect 7 or 8 of those to be defensive guys. Right now they're loading up on wide receivers, so I don't expect any of those. Maybe a tight end, running back, no lineman. The rest would be defense. I think they're going to listen to calls for their picks to build their inventory back up for the draft, and then they're going to refill Paul Gunther's cupboard. But he's got some guys there. He's got KJ. He's got Conley. If you want to add Hankins or Harris or Joyner to that list, I'm going to wait and see on those guys right now. Mo Hurst is there. He's definitely a legit starter. But I think you need at least 2 defensive starters out of these top 4 picks. Day one versatile starters that can play all 3 downs. And that's why I love these linebackers in this draft. Josh Allen, who Gruden personally called out to Eddie Pascal of Raiders.com as an outstanding prospect, as well as both Devins, White, and Bush. And some people like White more, but I have no preference. Bush is an athlete. That guy's a baller. I hope they can find a way to get all 3 of them. I hope they can find a way to get at least 2 of them. I know they signed Vontaze Burfict. He may not be Mr. Right, but he's Mr. Right now. Going to play the middle there. As I hear Whitehead on the side. I think if you go defense early, it should be linebackers. You can get edge guys later on. Josh Allen, he's like the best edge guy in this draft.
Okay, that's part 1 because BA had a lot to say. But yeah, he's making good points so far. I like it. We've been on that train for a while now. You draft defense, load up on offense and free agency because that's probably going to be the easiest way to do this. So I think Paul Gunther is a more patient man than John Gruden. That's what I'm going to say about drafting defense. And here's part 2, BA.
Guess I'm going to have to learn to get a way to make my content shorter, but or you can make your voicemail a minute longer. I got about a minute left here. But I like both Devins, White, and Bush. Some people like White more, but I have no preference. Both of those guys are outstanding athletes. I really love for them to get Josh Allen number 1 overall. He's the best edge guy in this draft. The other 2, the Devins, they can man the middle. I know they got Vontaze Burfict right now in there, but these guys are the future. You know, he's like I said, he may not be Mr. Right, but he's Mr. Right now. But seriously, let's revive this defense to what it was in the late 70s, early 80s. I think Burfict has that kind of attitude that they used to have, like, I'm just going to come in here and just rip your head off right now. And that's something that we haven't had on defense in a really long time. Like, way back, some people mentioned Bill Romanowski. He's probably the nastiest player we've had in a long time. They just don't play like they used to. But let's get back to what it was in the late 70s, early 80s when we were out there breaking heads on Steelers and winning Super Bowls. And let's get these linebackers right again. And let's play some Raiders, Raiders, Raiders. Defense again. Just win, baby. Just win, ladies. I'm out.
All right. Nice way to end that.
That was awesome and also obnoxious.
Yes, both. The 2 are not mutually exclusive. Yeah. Mr. Vontaze Burfict, Mr. Right now is fine. However, I'm still not happy with it. Mr. Right now may get us Mr. Right freaking penalized in just the right moment. I don't know. I don't like it.
He gonna get us penalized right quick.
Right quick. Yes. See,
Right quick.
you just get me.
Mm-hmm.
You just know what I'm trying to get at. But seriously, bro, I can't with him. I just can't.
Well, you're gonna have to.
I know. Damn it. Trust in Gunther. Trust the process. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. I'm on it. I'm with it. I'm on board. So, hey, Jenny, if they want to call and get their 2 cents in, how would they do that?
They can go ahead and like dial their phone. The number is 802-328-1867. In case I mumble a little bit there, it is 802-328-1867.
Alrighty. And
You can call us, tell me you miss me again, that's fine.
just a little less creepy this time would be awesome.
You
Although that
can
was
call us
really
just to
funny.
say, Raider.
Yeah,
fine.
that works too, but the creepiness was really funny.
That was really creepy. I laughed way too hard.
Good times. All right. Now it's time for Heidi Game. And now it is time for this week's brand new Heidi Game. Heidi!
Hi, ladies.
How's your week going?
Heidi.
My week is going okay.
Good.
Got a little bit of a cold that I'm fighting off, or allergies, or whatever it is, but I am
But you got this.
doing my best to carry on.
You got it.
Nice.
Fight like a
Heidi.
girl, Heidi.
Heidi, miss you.
Heidi.
Miss you.
This is
That's
for
what
Heidi.
I sound like first thing in the morning if I haven't talked and really been able to clear my throat or
So
anything yet.
maybe it was Heidi that called. Miss you, Heidi. Okay, moving on.
I'm going to have to do that this week then.
Oh, creepiness. It's creepy. So what do you got for us this week on the Heidi Game?
Just probably more just elaborate on some of the stuff that you guys have already covered.
Yes, please do.
My big spiel that I'm just going to go off on.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
I know it's coming.
you know it's coming.
Drop it.
Why on earth did we sign Vontaze Perfect?
You know, I put my 2 cents in. I'm waiting for your 48. So we got 50 cents. Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I will admit I'm biased. I have not liked this guy since he came into the league, and I'm disappointed that we signed him.
You sound like a nice diplomatic parent right now. Disappointed, Gunther.
Yes.
Not mad. Just disappointed.
Yes. We gave him a decent contract for the type of player he is, just a 1-year kind of prove-it deal for $5 million, or up to $5 million. But you have to look at who he is as a player. He has not played a full season since 2013. He has started the last 3 seasons on the league suspended list.
Awesome.
How do you end up on the league suspended list? Well, you do things to earn a suspension.
Like what?
Like real dirty hits.
Like perhaps trying to put your now teammate Antonio Brown in the hospital by giving him a concussion?
Yes, and speaking of concussions, Perfect himself has had 7 documented concussions in the NFL alone.
Up to and including one last year, is that correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, when he got his bell rung by Juju.
Yeah, so he's not exactly a reliable player. Between injuries and suspensions, you have no idea how many games he's going to play in a year.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't play very well last year either.
So
In
some
fact,
people
he played terrible.
Some people are attributing that to being without his DC for the first time. Do you think there's something to that?
Right, and I think that very well could be, because his last year with Gunther, he actually had a really good year.
Mm-hmm.
But last year, he had the lowest PFF grade of his career with a 47.9.
Ouch.
And his position rank was 83.
Out of how many? Do you know?
I couldn't find that.
Like 130 or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, whatever.
I think it was under 100 though.
Was it? Whew,
But,
ouch.
Normally in prior seasons he's been right at the top, and he's one hell of a player. He really is. He went undrafted, not because he couldn't play. He can definitely play. He went undrafted because of character concerns. Just nobody wanted his behavior on their team.
Well, we can understand that.
Yeah, and, there's the very valid argument, hey, he would fit into the 70s Raiders teams.
Exactly. He would be great.
Gritty, hard-hitting, a little dirty.
And they didn't really suspend people. I mean...
Right.
Right? Come on. But
you're not allowed to brush up against anyone now.
Right?
Accidentally
that
step
was
up
my
on
point,
people.
Heidi, was that, he would have been a great player in the 70s. I still think he would have been considered a little bit dirty, even in the 70s, because of the way he hits.
Yeah.
But this isn't the 70s. This isn't the hit
Exactly.
me as hard as you can, defense wins championships league. This is the don't hit the quarterback or you might get suspended for 2 games league. This is
Correct.
the don't drop your head at the wrong time or you might be spending 6 games on the sidelines even though that guy who beat his wife only spent 2. It's that kind of
Exactly.
league. So
Right.
we can't try to rely on somebody that we can't rely on to stay on the field.
That's what it comes down to for me.
Yeah.
It's not that he doesn't have the heart of a Raider, because I can definitely see that in him.
Yeah.
It's just a hard hitting player, and nose to the grindstone player. So I can totally see that he fits in really good in that respect. But we are relying on someone who's completely unreliable, and that's the part I have a problem with.
Exactly. And it's going to make it really tough for his teammates to get on board. Makes it tough for us as fans to get on board. So this Prove It deal is going to be a lot more prove it than your normal, 1-year contract. He's going to have a lot to
Right.
prove, I think.
Right.
So, yeah.
But on the flip side, he is a Raider now, and I am a diehard fan, so I will be cheering for him, wishing him well, hoping that he plays great,
Damn straight.
and accept him as one of our own.
Mm-hmm. That's how we do.
So but I'm just struggling with it just a tiny bit.
Well,
I'll get over it though.
We
It's
have
my own
time to
issue.
adjust. We've got,
Yes.
we're going to have a support plan. We've got a support program here. We've got a family. We can all talk it out. It's going to be okay.
Good. I
We
might
have
need to
adjusted
do that.
Other big changes in the past.
We have. I mean, we lost one of the best edge rushers in the entire league last year, and we made it through, right? We made it.
Well,
Barely
yeah,
making it is still making it. Come on. We got this, girls.
True.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Okay. We survived.
Fact.
Facts! What else you got, Heidi?
Overall, I have been pleased with some of the signings we've had. Right now, we are focusing on depth signings.
Mhm.
We signed a cornerback. We actually kind of swapped cornerbacks. We signed Nevin Lawson, cornerback from the Lions, and they signed our cornerback, Rashawn Melvin. So we just kind of swapped them.
We did, and you know what? I think we swapped kind of straight across the board. I don't think we lost anything or gained much.
Right. Neither one of them are spectacular cornerbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Lawson, he had 11 flags thrown against him last year.
Now, how many of those, do you know if they were the PI sort or?
I'm not sure exactly which kind of penalties they were, but he's drawn 24 flags over the past 3 years and 11 last year.
How many penalty yards did he have last year? Do you know?
No, I don't.
Okay. I can look that up. No biggie. I was just curious.
But he has started 54 games, and he has never had an interception.
Yeah, we noticed you throw that in there.
Yeah, so
But-
he will fit in very well with Nick Nelson.
Hey! Hey! All they're going to do is get the jugs machines. Boom, 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 boom. Just whipping balls at them. Whipping balls at their faces.
But one thing that I found very encouraging from him was, and I'm just going to I'm just going to quote this.
Okay.
He will enter the 2019 season with his streak of 49 games, allowing 75 yards or less still going. The streak began back in 2015 and is the longest streak of that type that PFF has ever recorded.
I will take that.
Nice.
That's pretty impressive.
That's pretty damn amazing. Absolutely. Love it. Thank you for that, Heidi.
Definitely some bright sides to him.
Absolutely. Like I had said, I watched some Lions games, right? I've seen his gameplay. I've seen him. I mean, Lions fans are upset because they seem to see him all the time in the position to make a play, and he never tends to make a play. Well, obviously, he's making plays. I mean, I think one of his QBRs allowed last year was as low as like 38 or something like that. I mean, the man is there for a reason. Just because he's not intercepting the ball doesn't mean he's not making a play.
Right.
You got big play Slay. You can't compare everybody to him. It just doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way.
But yes, I would agree with you. It's probably a pretty even swap. But the difference is the teams are now happy and the players are now happy.
Yeah. That's always important.
Yes.
And we had expectations for Rashawn Melvin last year of a big year. And he even, in his farewell to Raider Nation, said, I was disappointed myself. I feel like you guys deserve better. Hopefully, moving on, everything will get better on both ends. And I apologize I wasn't able to be who we had all hoped I could be for you guys. That's paraphrasing. That's kind of what he said, though. He did admit that he was, the humility was great. It was nice.
That was very good for him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually kind of surprised that he said that.
I was a little surprised too. But
yeah, just a little bit.
Anyways.
But the other thing that was huge for me this week, and it's not going to come as a surprise to you either, this one. In fact, I should make you guess what I was so happy about.
Was it a certain retirement?
Not a retirement. A release.
Wait a minute.
Could it
was
be?
it a tackle?
Yes, it was.
Oh, yay. Who was it, Jenny? Do you know?
I don't know. Could it be Penn?
Yes!
Could it be?
Yes!
Yay!
Jenny with the score.
Yes.
I am not disappointed to see him go.
Yeah, neither am I.
I don't think anybody is.
There were a few people that were still fans of his, but the last couple of years he really did not endear himself to Raider Nation much at all.
No.
And I was not disappointed to see him go.
No. Neither was I.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm over him. I'm already over him.
Totally. We're just not that into you, Donald Penn. Sorry. Not anymore.
We used to be. Not anymore.
Then you got our quarterback's leg broken. Sorry, that was not what did it. That was kind of a dickhead thing to say. That is not what did it. But that really did start kind of the downfall. I mean, if you think about it. You know? Am I right?
Yeah, it really did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I am so stoked that we have Trent Brown now.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting.
Because when I just look at him and see what he's done in his community and see who he is as a family man, I mean, he seems like a really great guy.
Yep. I can totally
Not
see it.
only a really good player, but a great guy, too. Someone that could be a real leader on the team.
Yeah. So let me ask you that before I let you go.
Okay.
How do you see this O-line shaping up? So we've got Trent Brown, assuming he'll be plugged in at left tackle.
I am assuming that.
That's kind of been the speculation.
Right.
And of course, the only other solidified position we have is Rodney Hudson.
Correct.
So who goes where?
I think Colton Miller will be tried out at right tackle. I think he needs to spend a lot of time practicing and taking right tackle snaps.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading an interview with Joe Thomas, legendary Brown tackle.
Amazing lineman.
Yes, amazing player. And he said it takes about 3 months of full-time practice to be able to switch from side to side. And last year I was really disappointed with the way we handled our use of tackles, how we handled their preseason snaps, how we handled their preseason practicing to put Donald Penn over on the right side.
Yeah.
And not even give him snaps in a game.
Right.
I mean, he played, maybe 2 quarters worth of preseason at right tackle?
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
That really wasn't fair to him.
Oh, I agree completely.
So I'm looking forward to them hopefully deciding, Brown will be left tackle, Miller will be right tackle, and they will give him an entire off season and preseason to practice at it. I do like Gabe Jackson at guard, right or left. I just want them to give him enough snaps and time if they switch him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think he would do great at left, but they need to give him those 3 or 4 months preparation.
Yeah.
And I am excited to see what Denzel Good can do.
Mm-hmm. I am hoping that we do not see what the assumption and the Twitter GM, they all say that they need to move Gabe Jackson back to left. He's never played left guard in the NFL, so that is a bad idea to me. Also, keeping him at right guard gives a leg up to Colton Miller as well. Look how well Colton did next to a Pro Bowl or an All-Pro left guard last year versus when he wasn't next to an All-Pro. He did a great job. That has to be taken into account somewhere. And I know it's, Gabe Jackson's going to be Gabe Jackson wherever he goes. So if you put him on the left side, he'll be great. I have no doubt because I think he's amazing. But I think that you've got to consider that in your deliberations,
No, and that's a great point. It really is.
I hope so. Maybe I should apply for an O-line coach position.
You should.
You should.
Well, with those ladies breaking ground with the Bucks.
Why the hell not?
Yeah, go for it.
I bet you I could get sexually harassed by Tom Cable. Just kidding.
I'm just going to let that one slide.
Moving right along. All right, Heidi.
Yes, next topic.
Any closing remarks for your Heidi game this week?
Oh, not really. Okay. I think we have just danced around from topic to topic, so there's nothing really to wrap up.
All right. Well, as always, thank you. You're amazing. Thank you for sticking it out and toughing out your cold to be here with us.
These ladies are so amazing too.
Aww. You are the best, and so we will catch you next week with a brand new Heidi game.
Yes, and hopefully I'll be able to talk.
Yay! Yeah. Fingers crossed.
All right.
All right, thanks, Heidi. And now it's time for our silver and black throwback.
It's time to hit that silver and black throwback.
Kenny Steak. Just win, ladies. It's time to go back to the good old days. Hit that silver and black throwback. Cheer. You're listening to a Raiders Podcast Network production. TheRaidersPodcastNetwork.com. Raider Nation. All Raiders. All the time. At Just Win Ladies on Twitter. Follow and we follow back. Tune in. Wherever podcasts are found.
All right. So this week, or this month, I guess, in Raiders history, we have some pretty cool stuff. On March 14th, 1967, one of the greatest Raiders, the Mad Bomber quarterback Darryl LaMonica, was traded from Buffalo to the Raiders. He led the Raiders to the 1967 AFL Championship title.
Woo! We love the Mad Bomber.
That's for sure.
I argued for the Mad Bomber in our quarterback. What was it? We had a debate. Who's better? Was it Stabler or LaMonica? And you took Stabler. Of course you won because it's Kenny Stabler. I mean, come on, guys.
Our great debate.
Our great debate. We should do more of those. They were fun.
We should. That was fun.
Also, on March 27th, 1996, the Raiders announced plans to hold summer training camp in Napa, California, with the team being housed at the Napa Marriott Hotel and practices to be held at the adjacent Redwood Middle School.
Nice.
So that was, I guess, the beginning of our time in Napa, which is quickly coming to an end.
Yep.
Boo.
But
oh, well.
The wineries will still be there.
Yeah, they will. You can always visit the wineries. And on that note, I guess it's time for our Lady Killer.
Lady Killer.
Who's the Lady Killer?
This week's Lady Killer comes to us from outside of Raider Nation. USC just held their first pro day. Excuse me, not their first, but their pro day, where Jake Olson, their blind long snapper, put up 17 reps on the bench press to raise funds to fight. Okay, I have to look at this one. Okay, retinoblastoma, which is a rare eye cancer.
Nailed it.
That left. I did good. Yay.
Yep.
It's a rare eye cancer that left him blind when he was 12 years old.
Wow.
Love you, dude. Love you.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
For real. Yeah.
We.
That's gotta be hard, like being able to see for 12 years and then, or 11 years and then.
Yeah.
Having that happen, that's crazy.
And you know what? He's making it though. Like he's a long snapper in college football.
I love those stories.
I do too. I absolutely love it. Like the running back on the Falcons that's deaf. I don't know his name. I need to look up his name because that's pretty damn cool.
I'm huge into deaf culture.
Yeah, I know. You speak that.
I love it, and I speak it.
You do.
I sign it, but
it's a language.
It is a language. But I don't speak. I sign.
Did I tell you that my daughter is one of her project was ASL?
No.
Yeah, she learned how to sign.
Oh, you should have Skyped me. I would have signed with her. It would have been awesome.
Oh, I'm sure she still will.
Cool.
That's what she's doing throughout this semester. So until the end of the school year, you can sign with her.
Well, if she has any questions,
I will have her call you. Oh, however you say that. Sorry, kitty. I just kicked my cat in the face. All right. Well, that was a nice moment. I guess it's time to go on to Seriously Bro.
You know, we all have our moments. Some of them earn a place on our wall of shame. Seriously, bro.
This week on Seriously Bro, Jenny.
Ugh. Okay, so Sam Monson from Pro Football Focus listed the top 5 moves in the NFL this offseason. I bet you could guess a few of them, but let me run through this list and see how you feel about it. You ready?
I'm ready.
The top 5 moves were Odell Beckham Jr. to the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to argue with that.
Right.
Adrian Amos to the Packers.
All right. That's cool.
Yeah. Dee Ford to the Niners.
Now you're starting to lose me.
Mm-hmm. Matt Paradis to the Panthers. Mm-hmm. Yep. And Ty Nsekhe to the Bills. What?
Who?
Like what?
Who?
What is? Yeah, I what?
All right. So there's a few very large, notable errors missing. What?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah. Right?
Seriously, bro?
Seriously, bro? Like it like where did he like not see the other few that were like obviously way more cool?
Okay, and we're just going to talk about ours because how is Antonio Brown getting traded for a 3rd and a 5th not on that list?
Seriously, bro?
Seriously, bro.
I can tell you why.
'Cause he's an idiot?
Because he came to the Raiders.
That's right. That's why.
That is why.
Yep. If that dude went to New England, if Bill Belichick made that deal, nuts would be like slobbered over left and right. Bill wouldn't be able to sit down without being sitting in a pool of drool for like years, okay? I don't want to hear it.
Considering what happened with their owner, that's a little too soon.
I'm sorry. Okay. Ba-dum-bum.
Oh, man.
Whatever. You know what I mean.
Bro.
Seriously, bro. How much do you have to hate people to just pull some random fuck... I don't even think Ty and Seki is a person. I mean, I know it's a person, but seriously? If you're talking anything to the Bills, anything to the Bills. You know what I bet? I bet he had this written up, and it was going to be Antonio Brown to the Bills, and then Antonio Brown didn't go to the Bills, so he had to put a name in there. So he just pulled up the first page that went there.
Oh my gosh, that's probably exactly what happened.
Oh, good Lord. Boy, this is where people... This is where people lose faith in you when you write stuff like this. Damn, Sam. Seriously, bro. And on that note.
And on that note, thanks for joining us on Ladies of Darkness, a Crow's Nest Podcast Network production.
We have really nothing else to say. Give us a call. We've already talked about that. We love hearing from you guys. Keep an eye out on social media. There's going to be some new members of the Crow's Nest Podcast Network coming up soon. And don't forget, there's going to be a bunch of events. We are going to make it to games. You think we can make it to enough games to get to 12-4, Jenny? I think we can do this.
So, yeah.
I think we can do this.
Between the two of us? Yeah,
right.
For sure.
But Heidi, I mean, we can throw her at games too. Like the three of us, we got this, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, cool. We got this. So give us a call. Jenny, what's that number?
It is 802-328-1867.
And next week we will be back with more Raiders stuff. The draft is looming. It is like on top of us. So
I can't wait.
I really am not that excited about the draft. I love all the fanfare and stuff, but I really only love the draft because it's like new toys, and then I can stop reading mock drafts.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No, that's just the worst.
For those of you who do them, I appreciate all the work you put in. I really do, because I've done so many of them. It's not even funny. They're so exhausting, and they're so useless.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I can't even liken it to anything right now. I'm done. That's it. Thanks for tuning in, Raider Nation, and we will catch you next week. Go Raiders.
Raiders.